All right, I'm doing target practice on the right side of the V. So I'm just gonna practice this concept. I'm on simulation. So I'm just using the tipping point here. I have a bias of uh, which direction I'm looking for the market to go. And I'm just gonna place an order underneath the tipping point and play it like that. I mean, it should make getting risk neutral a lot quicker, I think. And then I could also play the retest of the tipping point. Looks like my mouse, something just froze up. I'm just practicing here. Obviously the bias is up, so I want to try to align with the bias because that's really the point of the exercise. Not really sure what happened to my chart though. And it's best used in price dislodging. We could also check out some examples. So we were looking to be long today. Here's a good example. So we clearly see the volume point of control is here. Then let's see what happens. Let's filter for this. Yeah, so this one's pretty obvious. Long right here. So you just track it, you see nothing, nothing, nothing. There it is. And then above this order, bang, I'm in. Let's check out this one. So let's say I know I want to be long. Looks like I did already use this. Taking a break.
So let's try. Let's see what we can do.
Okay, there's smoke coming out. Q, what is going on? Someone's coming in through the portal of another dimension.
What is going on?
What the hell is this?
Hey, what is your name?
My name is Brian Gunk.
My name's Brian.
Q, that's a better looking version of you from another dimension.
You're me?
You're me.
What happened, dude? What happened to this?
What do
We
you
used
mean?
to have this. Did McDonald's run the country? What is going
All
on here?
right, all right.
I'm still a fireman in my dimension.
You're a scientist fireman in your dimension?
Yeah, I studied fire. Pyrokinetics. You still fight fires?
No, I used to fight fires.
Look, I got lives to save.
All right, go.
Pleasure. Try to give a shit again, huh?
So let's try. Let's see what we can do.
Well, that's very beautiful long there. I mean short. I missed this one yesterday. Setting the limit order there would do it. So today I kind of sat down and took a loss on crude. And yeah, I accidentally entered a trade that when I thought I was in sim, and I ended up losing because of that. But it's okay. I mean, it's an evaluation account, and also getting better every day. So here we see the capper. A break through this is a pretty decent sign. And then a break above here, it's just time to go long. So that would look like buy. Alright, I'm like, alright, I see the capper, I see that we're testing into the VPOC here. What the heck is this? Right, and then you say, well, it could fill this in, so I'm gonna do it like this. And you get filled, and almost immediately a risk neutral. Well, for this one, it would look like we break, and then I'm just placing my order right here. And then I would say, well, we definitely shouldn't get back above the high. So and then you're scaled by this, and then, which is like great management, and then your target is probably here, 71.8. See if we could see any on crude. This is the one. So your long would be here. 86 long, stop at 77. Or stop at 70. Risk neutral before this leg. So risk neutral right here. Probably gonna have another one here. So let's say we want to look at this area for long. Alright, so price breaks under this. So we're like, yeah, it's gonna probably keep going. Okay. Pop up. Break a structure. Retest. Long right there. 46. And so long as we're above here, it's okay to take longs. So we know there's stops under here. Nice longing location. If you're reading the auction like this, it's doable. Let's see what's going on in the other markets right now. Oh. Alright, so this one's probably going to be pretty tricky. So that's your long right here. Pretty tight. You got the pick of the swing. That's it. If I read the auction like this and I'm not really like caught up in the moment of the hard right edge, but instead I'm like looking backwards a bit, then this becomes really nice. Alright, here looks like another potential long. Didn't get that. This one looks pretty, actually it looks like there's a lot against our structure today. Let's go through them one by one. So, pop up, long, there, and then again here, let's see. Long right there, 29.6, and then breakout scale, so 3 points. You also have all these stops. Stops here. Stops here, stops here. This one isn't the best. See how this progresses. Alright, so actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go bar for bar. And I'm going to predict. I'm going to pretend like, you know, what I mean. Alright, so we're below this gap here. Don't see anything. See it holding. Now, another push. There's a short right here. I'm in. Doesn't allow me to adjust my risk reward parameters, it doesn't seem. So stop would be here, 2 points. So I would have been risk neutral. Right here. All right. Now it looks like so I want to hold for bigger rotations, but I anticipate a rotation back here. And once this gives, if it does, then yeah. So my stop would probably be at break even. I don't see anything yet. Now my stop would probably be up here, 72. Now it'll be at 68. Now it'll be here, 65. Now it would be up here, 55. And now it'll be here, like 52. It might get me busted. Okay, 52, squeeze. This looks like a potential re-entry. Didn't get it. Still going. Getting close. All right. So now I would go short at 63.5. my stop would be 69. And there it is. So break below here is the short, 73. Retest, this is an add, 73.7. And fortunately, you'd be able to scale all right, so we'd be watching and have an order set right here, 77.4 with stop at 81. So that would have probably gotten me something. Let's see again. Nothing. So you could get long right here, like right here, 60.2 with the stop here. And then your add is right here, 59. Even though I don't like it, but that's what the structure says. And then you could have another add here, 59.2. But let's remember here that we're only using this in alignment with context. That's where it's useful. Let's see what this one looks like. So there it is. Because you got the push. That's the retest short. Rounded, coming back in. You could also do it from here. So, nothing yet. Maybe. Not yet. Another one. Okay. So 63 is the short. And then stop is here at 66. Stopped. Big collision. Big collision, push through, short 65. Stopped. It's right at the close. So now we're back up in here. 1700. Let's see what happens here. Let's really try to use this in alignment with context. All right, let's see this one. This one's a good one. Not yet. It's right there. So short. 72.6. Stop would be 76. I anticipate lower, especially seeing this. So you're short, you're likely scaled. You're short 72.3. It would actually be right here, 72.5. But broke, so it's over. Not good because there's no volume. Here we see a Nash channel. So I obviously, this isn't in alignment with my plan, which is shorts. But in this configuration, there's the long. And then there's the long. $81. $79 to stop. None here. Okay, here's the long, 82.5. Stop at basically 81. Bucked. And again, 82. 83. Or even right here. 83 is pretty good. So set it, and then you're able to get wrist neutral pretty easily because 83 long, 81 half short. I mean, stop. Or even 82. So it's like a run and gun. All right, so now we fell out. And we're thinking, well, this fell out and we're in an area that we might want to short. So here's a short, 82.4. Short, 82.5. Now let's just take a look at this. $81.5 short, $81.4. Now here, see this? Wow. $92.8 short. So this is like just used for reversals. It has to be used in alignment with context. So we see resistance here. It's a good time to use this tool. Didn't really see anything set up there. You could take it here at 09, but it's pretty far away. And this is looking pretty saturated. Order there, so if it pops above here, it's a long. And now you could look to add right below here, 98.7. And now a retest of 2500. That's the next area. Okay, so we're seeing how this works. Now we're back above. As long as we're above 09. And there's a break. So you have a short right here. You'd be in at 10.6. Stop at 14. And there's the stop. This is only using the last leg. This is not in alignment with context. Alignment with context is key, but I am using an M1 chart, so it is more challenging. All right, so we're back above this gap. So we want to see if there's any longs about. Here we see a break of the high and then a rejection. So on retests back into here, we want to see, according to the last leg for shorts, don't see anything yet. There's a break, but no trade there. And here we're seeing a pretty nice channel. The quicker I can catch on to these channels, the better off I'll be. So we'd be following this. So it would be important to draw another one that we just follow along with. Oh, there it is. So very simply put, 08 short. What we see here, this has moved up, so 08.8. And then basically 10. And there's your scale. Still following. Short 8.2. Now we're basically above the channel. But we do see here, this is going to be the short area right here, that it does, maybe it wasn't. It didn't present. Right, so now we're looking for longs. after this holds. So down legs, we start tracking them. Here's the highest point. There's nothing yet. Nothing yet. Wow, that is not what I expected. All right, 9:30. Back on the shorts here. And first thing you want to do is, well, after we see this break and pop back above the open box, so you can look for a long there. Still looking for long. So you could place along at 09 with stop at 05. That would take a long time to get scaled. You'd probably just have to walk away. Now this didn't break, so we anticipate a squeeze there. And we just watch. So your long is at 06, but you don't get it. And there's no more long. Coming into the end of day. Channel. These little baby channels. But it's good to pick up on them. Well, now that looks like a shining bright star at night. Alright, so retracement to this area would be the first potential trade. So be 01 short, and then your stop would be at least 1 point away. So be 01.8, and then stop at probably like 04. And that would most likely, that would give a scale. But now it's continuing higher. So your short is at 2.9, and your stop is at 05. So 2 points. And no pro bars. There's one. So your short is at 01.5. So now we see a break of structure here. So you would potentially be looking for a long. Still, you could look for a long down there. All right, well, there it is, 86. And there's an ad. And there's an ad. The second or third ad for the pick of the low seems to kind of fuck me up. So now we're on short. Still short. Oh, here's the change, potentially. Well, we have a channel here. Can you use the bathroom?
This is a pretty hot run right now. This is for another 2 values. With the second best hand in poker. Okay. Oh my god, it's the last king as well. You gotta be kidding me, man. We win both with the last remaining king. Wanna run all in.
right away. Remember I said she's holding in her poop? I literally put her down and she pooped. This morning I sent you the Snapchat.
What?
Yeah. This morning, remember you were like, she looks really uncomfortable? I was like, that's because she's holding in her poop.
Oh yeah.
Then I brought her outside and she pooped.
I knew she had to poop. That's funny. Oh my god, Devin.
Hello, my name is Devin Coney, and I'm so obsessed with technology. So the key to creating life you enjoy is finding and creating new ways to create life. Line technology changes lives with their smiles bring millions of people around the world their newfound happiness and confidence moving forward in life. Line technology is much more than clear aligners. The industry-changing digital platform provides a workflow to seamlessly integrate your smile aligners into your practice. This opportunity with Align is a partnership, providing first-class aligners with a wide variety of materials for both comfort and breathability. Patients ask us by name for a reason. Don't miss out on this opportunity to partner with us to help your patients and practice thrive. So Andrew Tate, he knows that if he's got the Bugatti, people are gonna think he's cool, because that's the lowest common denominator. Or, you know, Mr. Beast, he's gonna give you $10,000, he's gonna give it to you in dollar bills, because he knows you want to see him stack like this. He knows that. And that's why I started handing out big silver bars, because I'm like, they don't even appreciate the gold. I'll spend way more money on the gold and they'll think it's less, because it's not big. The mass of humanity is pathetic. They're slaves to money, and you have to influence them with these lowest common denominator things. So, Andrew. Nina DeRosa in Vegas met these three beautiful, sweet women who were dominatrices. I got tied up once. Oh, tied up is nothing. This is like kick, beat, insult, drag, make you dress up in different outfits.
Yeah. Don't go full blown
I play as the first guy. You know, as the first avatar.
Like an NPC.
Yeah, this is a simple NPC.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yeah.
That's who I am.
Let me get tied my hand. It's behind my back.
You're this
My legs tied like this.
So this one is essentially against the grain. But we could see how it adjusts. So there you go, that's the lung. And then there's your target. $41.5 to 37. 4.5 points. Then if you want, you could place your stop down here for the runner. Although in this, you'd probably be out all of it here, or at least here. Okay. Here is a break of the Nash channel. So 40, probably like 44 would be your long, maybe 43. Or you could also take a long at here, 51.5. If it's leaving without me, right here is the long, 51.4. And then your stop is here. Yep. Nash channel break. You also have wicks to potentially buy into, 46. So if you're following here, we have a collision. So your long is right here, 58.8. And now it could potentially fall apart. Gotta hold this, 62. You could add with small size right here. $62, stop at 62.3 to 60.3. And then you get risk neutral here. Now it might be time to exit this. So your stop is here at 71.6. Or you're short. Okay, now you'd be out of the short of the long and you could go short. But I would probably just be holding my long with my stop here. Now we see a channel, and your stop could be moved up by a point because it's pretty likely to get you. That would have gotten me. right? So it's likely to fall out. And we're still on the longs. So you can go long right here. With your stop down there. Broke the high and now retest of the swing. There's nothing there. There's another break of the swing. So this retest is your long. 73.4 to 69.4. And your risk neutral. And looking to add right here. 73.5 with your stop at 71.4. Or 71, so you need 2.5 points. So it'll be 75.5. No, 76, and that would stop me out. Now we see a channel. Break. So let's see what occurs here. So we see the break. And here's the long. All right, and we've covered the rest of this. Let's do the same thing on crude. So we don't really know. We know that crude just sold off very aggressively. All right, so we have these orders. That's our reference here. I'll take a look at that. So your long would probably be right here, 71. Wouldn't get it. So now we're like, all right. And this would be the long right here. 66. I could leave this here. I could probably leave this here for a very long time. $66. All right. So that fails. There were a bunch of other tests. We see the rounded pullback. So now let's see if this liquidity is going to break or reject. So your long is at 59. And I anticipate this pullback. So if I was scaled, I could add right here, 54. This would be very painful, but it would work. Now we're holding. And you could potentially add small size. Although I wouldn't be adding here. And my stop loss would have been right here, 59. All right, now we see a channel. So now I would be, after 3 touches, I would certainly be looking, eyeballing this. I would be short right here, 37. And I would maybe be scaled if I was playing it really tight. So now we have the break. And we're going to look for a leg down to measure. Wow, now this is just a tight channel. So 1, 2, there's the first long. There's a second long. Here's another long. 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 It's getting a bit tight. Out. All right, now we look for a retracement to potentially get short. Or depending on how you feel about what the market's saying. All right, so yeah, here's the short. Right after the pro bar break, it's right here. And then add 57.06, add. Or take the initial trade. And I would have been risk neutral. And then I would have probably added again. Now it's just like craziness. Here's another short, 99. 99 short. Channel. See if it breaks. Break. Now we'll watch for another leg. There it is. So you couldn't take it here because there's no pro bar. And you could also measure it from here. So there would be nothing here. You could take it right here. 20. With your stop at 32-ish. You gotta be wider than that. 35. And then you just gotta sit there and avoid the goddamn bullshit. So we're only measuring legs here. Really no context for a higher time frame, which is very essential. All right, so here we have a channel. A break of this could be very nice. Volumes at the low. Pro bars. So your long would go at 97. And you would probably not get scaled. Or just about get scaled. Let's see what happens here. So still lower. Gonna look for a leg up to take the short. This would probably not be the best. So 64 you could go short. And your stop would be at 72. And yeah, you would get taken out. Because you want to see a capitulation move. Very choppy mess. All right, coming into the open. Now look at that. Huge orders. Let's follow this one bar for bar. So your long would be 22. Your stop would be at 96. And then you could probably just follow this. Still looks good. Now your stop is right here at 57. Out. And potentially short at 65. Then you're scaled and maybe out. So we'll see if we can align short. Short is right here, 83. Stops at 94. And no scale. $70. 71 long, 65 out. Scale, 72 add, scale, and then just holding. So it's only 5 cents or 10 cents a risk. Then you're probably out most. Notice though that the VPOC is 99 is really the area. Short 53, stop 67, scaled, out. Potential to get long in here. Long is right there. It's not the best. Just chopping around. Short, 30. Stop at 45. Out. A lot of stops. Check out this one. So 38 to 55. Short right there on a retest. It's right here. 40. Now we gotta see this thing get some legs or it'll be toast. Out. So this is also all in alignment with context. We've just been chopping in a range. So I'm just representing how to use the tool. So we see a channel here. Notice there's never any trigger. All right, now we finally got some context. See roundedness. So this is the tipping point in here. This order, 26. Breaking below. Here's the short, 26. Stop at 37. Going for 90. For 5,800 basically. And here's more orders to short up against. 18. Just don't really want to get caught up in the noise. All right. Here's the long, 01. Just gotta accept the risk. 01. Because you see the break. No pro bar, so it's 01. Holds. Another long. So you'd be in two longs, holding. And stop will be here at 35. Out. And then looking, nothing. See again. So your pullback 32 would be the long. There it is. All right, let's see if we get it again. Here it is, 37. don't get the test. Let's check ES. We see the frighteners, pro bars, break. Here's a retest, 66. Pop back above, another opportunity at 66. Have to accept the risk and set targets. Here it is again. This one looks like it's going to be a stop. We actually don't get it. Got a channel. Okay. $85 is the long. Basically the last low pre-breakout. I would have barely squeezed in there, it seems. So it looks like longs. So here's the longing area, 61. Very wide range. It's right there, 62.5. And then a limit order long would go right here, 61. All right. So retest in a 53. Here's a potential long. That's our signature. So the long is at 04 with stop at 6,700 and stopped. It's pretty choppy. Was 94 our spot? I forget. No, it was way far away. Here's a little channel and a break. So you could short this, but you're out of alignment with context, so it'll be 27 to 32. Yeah, it's not short. Really not. Channel, because we're in alignment for longs. So 20 is the long, 21 here. Stop at 18. And the wall gets put in. So now the limit long is at 17 and the stop's at 12. Looking for longs. $74. See a channel. It's very big tipping point trade. So 71 could be a long, and you wouldn't get it. I probably wouldn't take that long though. Nothing there. looking for a long. It's pretty gross. Looks like it's gonna break. Here's the retest. All right, here's the real one. Here's your long. And stopped. Not really the best pro bar activity. All right, here's the long. Finally, a good one. This is what they all should look like. It just keeps coming up and slamming it down. So the long is, this is right at the open. It's right here. There it is. And it would really hurt, but it would get risk neutral. I'm really only reading longs. Like, look at all these orders. When this goes underwater, so your long is right there, 55. Now we're back at the low. Looks like there's also a contextual gap there. So you could take the short here, 56. But there's no pro bars. Now let's start filtering for only trades that I would take instead of just reading the context. So I would not take this. This looks a little more enticing. Right here. I think we're below the IB, right? So again, I would not take this. Now I would be much more likely to take it. '09, stop at '02. And then if I was swinging, I would swing just one runner. Yeah, so it's obvious here that we're in a Nash channel lower. So there's no short here yet. It does look like it's lining up. There's the break. I don't see a short. Okay, now I see it. It's right here, 39. And then stop is still up here. Stop is here. Stop is here. We got a break. Looking for legs lower for longs. All right, so I really don't see long. I see it here, 56. Stop at 51. So the long is right here, 86. we see the break when I catch a pullback. All right, so 94.75 or 95. Stops at 93. $96.25. Same. Same. All right, now we're definitely looking for long. No trigger. Okay, retest of this. Perfect capper neckline test. This one's nice. A little less nice now. Is this today? I see potential to have a resting limit order right here, but I don't like it. Okay, we're getting tight. This looks like something. This is a long. Maybe. Not yet. Here it is. Right here. And your stop goes down here. Scaled. Another add. I don't like the add anymore. That is it though, 99. Seeing it. So somewhere in here. We're on longs. Seeing it again. Alright, so you could place your entry here. I don't like it. I don't, yeah. But we did get the break. Now we're seeing a little mini channel. So let's measure this leg. Alright, now we have somewhere to enter. Right here, 81. This one looks pretty good. Gets the low. Channel. So really that's your long opportunity. Hasn't really been that great of opportunity. Here's a long 11. Channel. Here we go. This is your long. Maybe. Let's see where the volume point of control is. Yeah, so I would say right here. That's it. 76. Here's another one. Right here. Rory. Hasn't really been the best. No pro bars down there, so no trade. We want to see good capitulation moves. You don't only need to take longs. But longs are doing better. $95 is the long. Right here is a long, 07. That's a good long. Right here is a long. Below the IB now. Back above the IB. Now below. So you're on shorts. Here's the short 91. Yeah. If this channel breaks, so we got a long here at 45. Actually, call it 27. So 27 stop is here. But actually it did already break, so It's really possible to catch an entry down here. And then end of day ride. Selling. So your long is somewhere in here, 60, 70-ish. No test. If you follow it bar for bar, channel, break, so 71-ish. Channel. I'm really not even looking at shorts. I'm only looking at it from the perspective of longs. Big orders in there. Pro bar to pro bar here. So here's the long at 44-ish. So you gotta try to fight for a good price. $62 is pretty nice. Big orders. We're above, once we're above that, all right. That was a good exercise. It's certainly a bit harder with smaller screen, so I'll have to adapt to that. All right, GG's.